The second largest economy in the world is emerging from a protracted coma. Since the beginning of the pandemic, China's zero-COVID strategy has had negative side consequences on its economy. The most stringent public health regulations in the country are no longer in effect, but the alarming signs of its economy continue. However, what takes place in China does not remain in China, as Beijing is interconnected with the whole world on a great level. Southeast Asia, in particular, trades enormously with China. If China sees a further downfall, where does that leave Southeast Asia? Hello and welcome to TFIGlobal, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I'm your host Vedika. Let's begin. The Chinese economy, which grew in 2 digits in the 21st century, is losing its steam. It grew just 2.2% in 2020. And the full picture is yet to be seen. China's horribly inflated real estate bubble is constantly in danger of exploding. There is a crisis with youth unemployment in its big cities. The labor force, which is consistently underpaid, is fighting to maintain customer demand. And the one-child policy's impact on the demographics has only started. The economic trajectory of the nation, with the largest population, has significant effects on its trading partners. Countries that depend on China for exports may experience a margin pinch across certain important industries as it slows down even more in coming years. And it might even have an effect on government finances, since countries will need to make up for the decline in demand for their goods to China by selling to other nations. Let's take a look at Taiwan. Despite last year's Nancy Pelosi media stunt to back Taiwan, Taiwan is far more dependent on China than the United States for trade. The US had a 15% share of exports from Taiwan in 2021, while mainland China and Hong Kong accounted for 42%. Again, mainland China and Hong Kong were Taiwan's top 2 import suppliers, accounting for 22% of total imports. The United States came in last with a 10% share. This trend has seen a surge in the last 5 years when the dependency of Taiwan on China continues to grow. The second country, which is heavily dependent on China's trade, is South Korea. With 25% of all trade last year, China is by far South Korea's largest trading partner. Last year, 22.8% of all exports outbound were exported to China. More than 2,000 of our imports, including raw materials, come from China. The same goes for other Southeast Asian economies. In the table shown, you can see the dependency of Southeast Asian countries on trade with China. Even a major economy like Japan is heavily reliant on China. Their economies can go upheaval if China's economy goes for a spin. The imports of semiconductors from China is another highlight of the trade. It's time these economies start looking beyond China. China has time and again capitalized and violated Southeast Asian countries' sovereignty because of the trade advantage it has over countries. These countries need to break China's import and export dependence. Government and business initiatives must pick up speed. They need to form new supply chain alliances. They must undertake a more aggressive turn towards India, as well as other ASEAN nations and the Middle East. Before China's cloud collapses, Southeast Asia needs to look for safer grounds.